Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Depp.
I'm Caitie.
If you started at sea level, stacking kangaroos one on top of each other all the way to the moon... I'm sorry?
What kind of kangaroo?
Australian.
Okay.
All the way to the moon, the majority of those kangaroos would die.
I actually think you're right.
True facts.
Yeah.
And I'm Cameron. Welcome to our show. This is the majority of it.
This is the majority of it. But we're going to start this show off by giving a shout out to another show.
Yeah!
Which is Jenny Ray TV, another YouTube channel that we absolutely love. And
big fans.
We really need to have you back. Like, she needs to come back and tell us what's new in the world of Jenny Ray, because it's been a while, and we haven't seen her in the parks, and we need to.
Yeah. Right? And she's really good friends with Phyllis, which, frankly, I'm more interested in hearing about. But
maybe we should just have Phyllis back instead of Jenny Ray.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Jenny Ray, I want you here.
Can you make that happen, Jenny? That would be really cool.
Maybe they could both be here.
That's amazing.
That would be
that would be very entertaining to watch.
That would be epic.
That's for sure.
You're completely right there.
Good.
So, Summer of Heroes is in full swing now.
You can use the hashtag HeroUp to talk about Summer Heroes. More importantly, use the hashtag Geeks Corner to talk to us.
Good catch.
True.
Yes, we like to talk with you. Caitie, I'm going to let you talk about Summer of Heroes because you just wrote an article about it. What's the article about, briefly, and then...
and then box early.
Oh, it took me a second to get. The article is about my top 5 reasons why people should go see Summer of Heroes, and I talk with my hands, and I would like you to stop imitating me. Stop!
I'm so sorry. What was happening? Anyways.
Anyway, my top 5 reasons to go to Summer of Heroes and see what's happening over there.
What are they? What was the number one? I want to know the number one.
Just give us one. Just one.
I'm not going to give you my number one, but I'll give you one of them.
Intrigue, suspense.
The new universe that's being created. There's the Marvel comic universe, there's the Marvel cinematic universe, and now they've created this thing called the Marvel theme park universe. And it is things that have happened, things that are happening, and then things that are to come.
This really sounded like Lord of the Rings.
I was going to say, wow, this is really deep, man.
So it brings up an interesting question that you said, things that are to come.
Yes.
What would you like to see come? Let's just assume that there's a bigger Avengers presence because the Disneyland in the Community Facebook page said there will be.
Yep.
Jeff Goldblum meet and greet. I'm in, 100%.
I'll take a lot of that.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
Or just watch them actually see that picture come to life where they're playing the game and he's throwing.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That's my favorite little detail so far in Guardians. There's tons of stuff, but there's one picture with Jeff Goldblum sitting with the Collector. It is Jeff Goldblum. That's his name in the movie.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Sitting with the Collector, and it's so good.
Yeah, I'd be curious what other people would like to see grow in an Avengers presence at Disney California Adventure. Let's just stick with that because I think that's where it would be most logical. Yeah. What would you like to see, Cameron, added to?
You already said Jeff Goldblum.
Beyond that, like an actual...
Beyond the joke answer.
That's the obvious.
You know what I would like to see? I would like a lot more... I mean, they're going to have to adjust things as they continue to build what we are assuming right now will probably end up being an Avengers Land.
Hoping,
I guess is a good word for it. I would like to see a lot more atmosphere, kind of like what they've done with Black Widow, how she kind of rolls through there. I'd love to see more superhero stuff like that. How amazing would it be just to be walking down the street and then Spider-Man swings over your head? Like, that's it. Just real quick. That happens.
Kind of like when Indiana Jones was doing his action thing through Adventureland.
Yes.
On the bridge.
The bridge thing, but he also was running through the crowds. And
See, I never got to experience that. I'm very sad.
It started with a show in the, what's that called, Roger?
Aladdin's Oasis.
Aladdin's Oasis, and then after that it moved out into the street and then eventually up on the bridge. And then it went back to the buildings, I think, too, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
It went all over the place. It was really fun. It was one of my favorite things they did. It just was way too crowded at Adventureland.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd like to see that?
Just like more immersion stuff. That and just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. walking around.
Is there a certain attraction you like to see?
Oh, goodness. Well, that's dreaming.
Dream big, sir.
I'm trying. I think you could very easily do a Star Tours-esque ride.
That brings up an interesting question, though. Do we need more Star Tours-esque projection?
I think
Universal has that covered.
I think they're going to go in that direction at least for one more attraction, though, because it doesn't take up a huge footprint in the park.
That's true.
And
so do you think they'll mimic what's happening in Hong Kong already?
They're doing a lot more of the smaller scale.
Well, that's basically what the Iron Man attraction is.
I could see them doing at least one more of that type, but I can see them doing like another e-ticket big attraction. I don't know what that would look like though. You know what? I've decided. Another like Midway Mania, but like superheroes. That's cool.
That would be an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. attraction.
That would be really cool. Like your new Ensign agents.
Well, and that's one where you can really update it as the story progresses.
Right, just add to it.
Or switch it by the time of year, or like you could do anything with that. That'd be really fun. Then you become an agent at the end of the attraction.
Yes.
And then if they really want to make it right, they can sell the badge you can buy and have like your name and face and all that stuff.
So get on that, Disney. There's your marketability.
I have it back there somewhere.
But with the secret option to press the button under the seat and join Hydra.
Where you rip off the patch.
So then it depends. Like
reveal. It's like a choose your own adventure. Like you can choose to go for Hydra. That would be fun.
What would you like to see?
I want more answers that we have to wait for, like this Avengers hatch.
Oh, so you want more immersive story that we don't know what.
Things that they just drop in and they're like, we might explain that, we might not. Things that the way this is all interconnected. Talking is hard, guys. The way this is all interconnected, like it could be explained in a comic maybe, or it could be explained in the movies, or explained however, but more answers that aren't obvious and things that we have to search for ourselves, like things that they're not giving to us.
I really like that even this just little hatch thing makes me immediately go, and I'm not sure how much I'm dating with this reference, but The Beautiful Mind, like where you start connecting things with strings and it all makes sense, but nothing makes sense. Like, yes. I love that kind of stuff. That's good.
Is there any specific attraction you'd like to see happen? Or added?
So something I discovered is I know nothing about Marvel, guys. I was reading through like the Easter eggs that are in Guardians, and I was like, I'm reading Latin currently. I've seen the big ones. Like I've seen Iron Man 2, 1 and 3 now.
Wait, okay, that's what I was like,
I saw Avengers. I saw Ultron. I've seen Civil War, but for the most part, like I'm so lost. I'm so behind. So like, give me pretty aesthetics. Give me a wall I can
No one can blame me though, because Marvel, even in the MCU that they're doing now, is huge. And
well, you know what's great about it though is you can really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like the biggest thing, and I've had this conversation with folks, is like, well, are they eventually going to run dry on pulling stuff from Marvel? The answer is no. They haven't hit like 0.5% of the Marvel universe at large that they have.
There's so
if you were to pick one character, I mean, this is going to be a little bit more limited for you.
Oh, good.
One character or story to build an attraction around. Who would you pick?
That they have not done yet? Is that the goal, or?
Well, they haven't done that many attractions of Marvel Universe, so yes. So you can't do Guardians, you can't do Iron Man.
Right. I am glad that they,
for attractions. Right?
On that note, they referenced the expo in it's Shanghai, right?
Yeah.
So in the
Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong, yes.
Yeah,
in the agent
training initiative.
Thank you. The training initiative, they referenced that they're talking to Tony Stark at the expo in Hong Kong. And I'm like, that's really fun. That's really fun.
There's a reference somewhere that I haven't found to the Disney Cruise Line Marvel Day at Sea. I've heard that is also a reference, which is...
And there's a missing gnome.
Where is he? Joe Roni, I want answers!
The golden gnome's gone, right?
It's gone.
Yeah.
All gone. Things are changing. If you go in Guardians of the Galaxy, even one weekend, they said things would change, and it's changing. So
anyways,
attraction character.
Calling out for Doctor Strange.
That's the one that popped in my head too.
Yeah, you could have a lot of fun with that.
Oh no!
Like interdimensional. First of all, you can make. I think that's one of the few rides that would work as a 3D ride. Like you could do something 3D with that.
I almost wonder if you do 3D meets like the Tron light cycles.
Yeah, I could see that.
It might be a little bit much, but you could really go crazy with it.
Well, I could see them doing something a la Forbidden Journey, Harry Potter with Doctor Strange, just to get.
Or they could put you in these really slow-moving boxes that go around above the area, and then it goes in a tunnel with projections on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Or they could do like test
Anybody
track,
get the people mover reference?
but you just go really fast and then you crash.
You can't use your hands for the rest of the day? Oh no!
Okay, so Doctor Strange, do you have a character?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Because you could fly. You can fly.
So would it be like a
It'd be like a
Soarin' ride or something? Or what?
but like more exciting. Like Soarin's exciting. Don't get me wrong, guys.
Maybe they'll just overlay the entire DCA with Marvel
No.
stuff. So like soaring over California really becomes Spider-Man's whizzing adventure, and
Soaring over Brooklyn.
yeah, soaring over Brooklyn. There you go.
But it needs more thrill because, like, I'm sure swinging over the
Swinging over the sea.
does not feel like hang gliding.
It's true.
Sure.
Well, you bring up a really good point. In the Marvel universe, especially like in the 90s, Spider-Man was their money. Like he was in everything. He was literally stamped onto every single comic book they did. That was the insignia for Marvel for a long time.
Did you say Kevin Feige? How do you say his name? Feige?
The actor portraying Spider-Man?
Feige.
Yeah.
I can't do his name. Kevin Feige was it this week or last week in an interview, said that Spider-Man is the biggest character in the Marvel universe.
He is.
Makes
And
sense.
The weekend.
he's certainly the most
Yeah,
recent.
really.
Like, there's been this resurgence since Disney took over of, like, Captain America, who's really big, especially during World War II.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, Spider-Man has been their money, and now that Disney has their hands on him, I'm imagining that we're going to see a lot more stuff. Probably in
Jason makes a
attraction.
really good point that as long as Stan Lee is in the attraction, it's good.
Absolutely.
That's
That's
really all that matters.
True. They need to start. Now
They
I'm
are.
nervous.
It's done.
I'm done.
Also, speaking of summer heroes, food. Do you want to talk about your food
love
adventure with
food.
Ronnie the other night?
So Ronnie and I the other
Day.
day,
Whenever it was.
I think it was last week, we went on Guardians of the Galaxy way too early in the morning. And then, as you do when you wait in line and haven't eaten breakfast, we got food afterwards. So we decided to try out some of the offerings that there are. So we did the most dangerous tacos in the galaxy, the green
I want to
shell.
try those.
And then we did the Angry Little Pudding Cup, which is like the chocolate pudding with crushed cookies.
Also, my nickname from high school.
The angry pudding cup.
Angry Little
Angry
Pudding.
Little Pudding
Angry little pudding cup.
Cup.
Did you have 3 churros sticking out of your head too?
Yes.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
Actually, you probably wouldn't be.
No, but that's okay.
So Ronnie's review of the food is on dapsmagic.com. Go find it. Leave her a comment about how wonderful she is, and
Not about the article, about the author specifically.
let her know she's an angel. But it's true. She just bought me ice cream, so
Oh, so it was
I'm being paid. To
The
do this.
angel of ice cream.
okay.
But something that I think is actually really interesting is that Mr. Daps had the media event. And he was like, I don't really see the hype about these. They're a little
You
bit.
did too, right, Marie? They weren't super spicy. They were kind of bland. The green tacos.
They were like a little bland and whatever. And then Ronnie and I ate them. We're like, oh, there's definitely a kick, and these are fun to eat and whatever.
I was like,
It's-
are we having the same tacos?
It was about the amount of sauce that was put on.
Yeah.
Which seems like they do, like they all piece it together.
Because I like the nachos with you back.
We did not have the nachos.
Those were good.
But
And I didn't dislike these. I just didn't think they had a kick to them. They were just like, oh, these are safe.
there was definitely a kick. And something that might mean nothing to you, Internet. I ate these. I'm a very picky eater. And they had crunchy things on them. I'm a weird thing about, like, crunchy texture inside. Like, it's weird. But they had onions and things. And I ate it. And it was good.
I was thinking of the pudding cup with onions
Not-
inside. I'm like, that does not sound good.
There was
I'm
an entire
sorry.
onion in the middle. It was like the Wonder Balls
that is a
with fries
dangerous
Since we're
inside.
going off in strange new lands, let's talk about today. You reminded me earlier today
What did I
that
do?
1 year ago you were sitting right there on the floor on that carpet.
Oh!
And it was little baby Caitie.
I had hair
um,
still
Yes, before
before the dark time.
I don't know. I wasn't going to go there, but I was trying to come up with like the Melosian shift or something. Like some big event that. But I don't know. If you got that reference, let us know.
Well
I know
done.
you did.
That took me a second and a half, and then I went, oh yeah!
I'm proud of that one. Anyway, tweet at us if you know that reference. But today you did us all proud and once again represented. You thought you were representing your store, but really you're representing us.
Well, obviously.
And the best part about this was, yes, you did a great job, but your arch nemesis was there. And from that, we were able to glean a meme. Is it up? Go ahead.
It is.
Gleam meme?
And it
Glean meme.
says,
Gleam meme?
this is Caitie. She's a host of Geeks Corner. She makes coffee. This is Kelly. He is Cameron's arch nemesis. he also makes coffee, which is not entirely true. So
Do tell.
you're gonna love this, and I told him this was gonna happen.
I've perked up for this.
Yeah, you want to go ahead?
Are you just talking about today, or are you talking about the yesterday part of it?
Well, I wasn't gonna bring up yesterday, but go ahead.
No, I'll start from today. You can talk about yesterday.
Sure. Poor guy.
So today there was
I almost feel bad for him.
I don't.
There was a part 1 and there was a part 2 of Barista Championships. Part 2 was an unjudged, they
Hilarious.
called it Latte Art Throwdown. And they did like a March Madness board of the pictures of everybody. But the twist was that it wasn't just the people that were competing, it was also our managers.
And I might have started heckling the person in charge that Kelly should go first.
And so they moved things
They
around.
actually listen to me. They have no clue who I am. And
Oh no, he follows you on Instagram. That was the best part of it. The guy who runs it.
Oh, really? Oh, there you go.
He follows you on Instagram.
Shout out to Stevie. Well done.
He's
See
like
what the internet gets you these days.
Oh, but
Okay.
I was like, Stevie follows you. And so he makes Kelly go first, and Kelly was so convinced, because I told him, I was like, it said in the email that managers have to do it. He goes, I'm not going to do it. And he was like,
I thought he was going to turn it
he
down.
said, for some reason last night, I was asked for my picture, and they grabbed a picture off Facebook, and they said they were going to Kinko's. And I was like, so we walk in, there was a board that had Champion's face on it, and they flipped it around to Latte Art Throwdown. And I went, Kelly, I figured out why they went to Kinko's! And his face was on this March Madness board, and he said no. They were like, Kelly, you have to do it. He's
He
like,
was
no.
standing in the
No.
corner saying no.
No.
It was,
No.
It was amazing.
And then he tried to use us as an excuse. He's like, oh, they're blocking my way. I can't get up there. I can't do it. And then
the seas parted.
The
and
seas
it was amazing.
parted, and he did it, and it was actually pretty
He
darn
actually
good.
did decently.
I rubbed off on him.
It was surprising. He didn't win, but he did decently.
Yeah.
So next step is you need to learn how to make latte
No.
art.
Here's two-part thing. 1, I have no idea how to do latte art. 2, I'm
I-
challenging you right now to a latte art competition. Bring it. I don't know
I
when,
need
but
to see it.
So we need
it'll
to
be on
get-
the show.
We need to get a portable latte
I
thing.
need it.
A
Going
steamer.
down.
This will be hilarious. Okay, this is gonna happen. We'll make it a segment. We'll play it on the show
I need it.
once we figure out how to do that.
I need it.
Yeah. So.
Can we do a Rocky montage of me learning how to do this?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Bailey, for creating the meme
Thank
on
you.
such short notice. I literally sent her pictures as we were watching
done.
him sweat a little bit. It was really quite fun.
I think that was the best part of championships.
I don't actually remember what part you wanted me to talk about before. What was
It was,
yesterday?
I don't know, something about yesterday where Kelly brought up Cameron being his arch nemesis, or
I'm
That's
Cameron.
right. There was that whole conversation about the arch nemesis yesterday.
yeah, he was trying to leave.
The hug thing. That's what it was.
Oh, it was
He
the
said
hug thing.
somebody should give me a hug yesterday.
Yeah, he said that
And-
I should hug you, and I said
And then
no.
I said, actually, I would really love to see you hug Cameron for my
Sure.
birthday, because that would be peace in the world, and
Yeah.
that's what I wanted. Let's move on to another world of Avatar.
Solid segue.
Pandora.
Well done.
Thank you. I
Okay.
just got tired of that topic. I was like, I'm moving on. Pandora. So Darren and Whitney are currently in Florida right now, and none of you will get to see this because we don't have a screen tonight, but that's okay because you can watch it at home. Roger's going to flip through some pictures that we just got from today in Pandora.
Current.
And the thing that's great about this, you can go ahead, Roger, is Darren is a man of many opinions. You've seen him on the show once before, and he's going to tell you exactly how it is. And the guy is geeking out over there in Pandora.
Oh.
And if I had any qualms or concerns about visiting it and it not being awesome, which all the lines and the photos indicate that it is, that's a huge endorsement, I think. I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you've
Well,
You've seen
so
Hamilton,
Darren,
the guy.
hi, big fan. Yeah, he is a man of refined tastes when it comes to things that he enjoys. And if he is wholeheartedly going in for something, it must be pretty good.
And he was wholeheartedly going into this as we were texting about it this afternoon. So as you're looking at these pictures, we actually finally watched
Good. I was hoping you were going to pick it up.
Avatar. Yeah, see? Aren't you impressed?
Yeah.
We did
I was
not
gonna-
plan the show at all until about 8:50 tonight, so...
Which is better than average.
There's Darren. I'm probably a couple seconds late looking at the pictures, but so we watched Avatar,
Yes.
I know.
and
Cameron's
it was really interesting. I'm going to lead off, I think, because I never lead off on these
Please
things.
do.
But we watched 3 hours because we got the extended edition on Tyler's advice. In fact, I bought it at his wedding 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was
a
fun.
half ago. Yeah. It is a movie that's all cliche. Like, it's like, oh, here's this cliche from this movie, and then we'll grab it from that movie, and then that one, and then that one. And it's 3 hours of let's pull every cliche from every genre type in every movie. Like, we were going through Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, Star Trek, Star Wars,
How to Train Your
Lord
Dragon.
of the Rings, How to Train Your Dragon, Harry Potter. Like, they had everything crammed into this 3 hour movie. And yes, I'm late to the game, 5 years?
It's like 8 years.
8 years, 10 years? I don't know. I didn't see it then, and now I have, so now I can speak with authority because I've seen it once. And it's just overly the top ridiculous, and I was a little bit surprised by the language they're putting into a Disney theme park, because there's a little bit of language in Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
Not even close to what.
But,
No.
like, their entire movie could have been, like, all of the even remotely gray language could have been summed up in, like, 15 seconds of this movie. Like, it's like, let's just throw in gratuitous language.
And here's the thing, and
For no
this
reason.
is as a connected point. I have an article about my eight
Do a
biggest
connected
movies, eight biggest movie annoyances on DAPs Magic. Go read it. But one of them is gratuitous use of things that are unnecessary, like language. I actually don't mind too terribly much if edgier things are used if it's for a purpose.
Yeah, if it's part of the storytelling.
But here's the weird thing about Avatar. They use these gratuitous things that are completely unnecessary, and then they censor themselves at the weirdest times.
When they could have effectively used.
Yeah, like the times where I would have accepted something a bit more edgy. Like they have like these weird, like jujubes, I think was one of the phrases they used. And it's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. So what was your thought of Avatar?
I fell asleep for 10 minutes of it.
Which actually is pretty good.
Well, I was going to say, for most things, I fall asleep for more time than that. I did not enjoy it. Fight me, internet.
Go!
I didn't. Like, I get that it, like, made a lot of money or whatever, but, like, tell me a quote from Avatar. Tell me right now. Except that she called him a baby multiple times. Like, that was my favorite part of the movie. Jujubes. It just didn't... It was pretty.
Which is the only part Disney pulled out.
Well, and that's the part I think that's going to be great, is going to Pandora.
Oh, yeah.
Darren was even commenting on the smells and the sounds, and it felt like you were going to a different planet, which I think is fantastic, and that's really cool. And I see why Disney would do that.
Yeah, it's the one redeeming part of the movie, and
What
they
I
obviously banked on it.
Don't see is why a giant robot skeleton would have a knife.
No! I knew we were going there!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an important
Actually,
part.
not just knife, a
Combat
bayonet
knife.
and a knife.
This is a very
Combat
important moment. I'm containing myself.
You were not containing yourself.
I'm
The other
trying
night.
to stay restrained. Okay, so in the film Avatar, James Cameron Avatar, it is brought to the attention of the audience via combat that a robotic exoskeleton suit, much in the fashion of Alien, Daisy Ridley, not Ridley, Ridley Scott, exoskeleton robot with hands, okay, following, holding a gun. That's okay. I'll give them that. At a point in the fight, he loses the gun, which has
the gun that changes sizes.
yeah, the change of size. He, the robot, pulls a combat knife, and it's very important I mention that his combat
his
knife.
bayonet got broken.
Yeah, because his bayonet got out of a holster on the
Is it a
side.
holster or is it a sheath?
It's a sheath.
Okay,
It is a
I just
holstered
wanted
sheath.
to correct.
On the okay here, many problems. One, robot has a robot-sized combat knife that is not attached to him. All right, it is a robot. You can put the two combat knife. They are not used for fighting. That is not the knife he had is meant to like do many things out. The knife could dig latrines. Does that robot need a latrine? 3, and this isn't related to the knife, but it's also very important. After main bad guy with scars that doesn't know how to curse gets shot twice, a la Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, it was
very much
Boromir.
that. Gets shot in the robot.
Boromir.
You can see in the controls that he's using his hands to control the robot, and moving forward buttons are here. He gets shot. and he falls sideways within the robot, and then the robot falls over. Nothing is attached to with the.
You should have just stood there, right?
Yeah, that's robots don't just die with you. They stop working, and it's balanced
Robots
to
don't
stand.
care if you're alive.
Bailey says Avatar is a good movie, but I've seen it twice since it came out. What does that mean? It means that it's a very beautiful movie that you enjoyed, and
It's visually pleasing.
Well, I think the thing is it's never fair to come in and see a movie that people think is great 5 years, 8 years later, because you've heard 8 years of hype and how awesome it is, and there's no way to live up to that expectation.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'd have seen it in the big screen, not knowing anything about it, I'd probably still be critical because that's just how I go into movies. But
we haven't even brought up the weird hair tentacle USB connection and everything on the planet.
Don't.
That or some of the other things. But yes,
Well-
the changing gun size thing really bugged me. He has a gun as a human, and he has the same gun 2 minutes later as an avatar, and it becomes the bigger gun
Yeah.
because it was the same thing. I don't know.
I would like to point out I knew nothing about what I was getting into. I just knew pretty avatars, and I thought they were like living in their land, doing their thing. Did not know.
She was expecting Smurfs.
That's
Big Smurfs.
That's Epcot, not Animal
Forgive
Kingdom.
me.
Yeah? Anybody get that?
And so when it started, for the first 15 minutes of the movie, I was like, wait, huh? Wait, this is an avatar. Wait, what? Where's the blue people? We played the wrong movie. And then it actually started, and I was like, yeah, I still don't get it.
And I will say the sound effects were really good.
That was, yeah.
Like, the sound design was amazing.
I wish you all could have been there so you could have heard how long Cameron talked about the combat knife.
I'm not done talking about it.
No.
Yeah, you are, because we're out of time. But at least on this topic. So,
I was like, already?
having now seen the movie, does it make you want to see Pandora more or less? Or tying it back to Walt Disney World?
For just aesthetics, I'd like to see it. I mean, I think it's going to be gorgeous, but
And do you think that attraction will get 2 thumbs up, blah, blah, blah?
2 thumbs up.
yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
good.
okay, great. Let's move on.
Yeah.
And,
So what?
Huh?
I
Oh,
said,
well, you want to talk about Christmas at Universal?
I love Christmas!
I think we're going to end with that tonight, and we'll continue on next week. So this week they announced that Harry Potter is going to be celebrating Christmas at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Yes.
And do you know about this, Cameron?
Yes.
Okay, good. I feel like you are my resident
Universal.
Like, you guys go a lot more than
I'm a
those
man
of
of
us who've
Universal.
never actually been.
Shameful. I enjoy Universal. I will say
I
it's,
actually want to see you and Murray do another road trip one.
That was fun.
Because that was a hilarious video. Anyway, go ahead.
am I going on it? Yeah, Christmas. So a big part of the Harry Potter universe is the Christmas festivities that they have every year within the place. So they're going to be adding a bunch of experiences and a light overlay over the castle and a bunch of things that you can do.
Decorations.
Yeah.
food.
It's going to be cool for anyone who's a big fan of the immersion aspect of it, which is really the biggest selling point of the Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I'm curious how much it's either going to give or detract from that immersion. I have a feeling it might take away from it a little bit, just because as soon as you start throwing overlay stuff on it, one, it's going to attract more people and make it even more crowded. But it's already gorgeous. I don't think I doubt they're going to be able to throw it over and keep up the standard of it. That's my worry.
Oh, so you're worried the standards are going to suffer because of this?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's because of more use, or do you think that's just because they're going to stretch too far?
I think they're stretched too far. I mean, think like Disney's got it down pat when they do Christmas. They switch over to Christmas, and they've got everything that's built for it, right? Especially for the first year of them doing this, I have a feeling it's not going to go too well.
Unless they hire former Disney people to do it, which they're known to do.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
They might just pull in, hey, you've done this before, make us look good. That's what I would do.
I am very interested because they seem to be, it's a very smart idea. They roll things out in Florida before they go here. So it was last year was the first year of Christmas for Harry Potter in Florida. And so I think that they just they have so much more space, and that one's been around longer than ours has. So I feel like that's kind of their testing ground. And so hopefully they realized what worked and what didn't.
And I heard mixed reviews.
Even though ours is very different, like they have Diagon Alley and everything else, they have the train, so there's more to do there. But I really hope that they learned from what they did in Florida and they bring it here so we have a better launch. Like ours goes smoother.
So my big question is there going to be eggnog?
Everything is better with eggnog.
That's all I care about. I just want eggnog. Anyway, that's all we've got for tonight. We'll leave it at that. Do you think it's going to be 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up?
One.
I'm going to give one as well.
1 thumb up. Okay.
A cautious thumb.
I'm going to give it 1 thumb up just because of the crowds.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
already
insane.
so.
Yeah. You think Disney people are crazy?
Really?
Potter people are crazier.
Okay. Well, that is all the time we have for you this week.
Internet, go to thegeekscorner.com. See all of this madness that we've been talking about tonight, as well as a bunch of other things that we've done in the past, and see why we are the way we are.
Go check out dapsmagic.com. Read our opinions in article form. Leave us some comments. Tell us what you think, and we'll respond to them.
And subscribe to us on all of the social media channels. And we will be back next week with a new show, new exciting adventures.
Same people.
Maybe watch Jenny Ray, though.
Oh!
In a week?
Who knows? Never know. She might
Have your
seen
people
us.
talk to our people.
But thank you for the shout out, Jenny Ray. We do appreciate it. But that's all we got for you tonight. So we will see you around the corner.
Are we muted? Okay, hi, Internet.
I'm curious what's outside. I could hear something outside from the whole episode. It was so hard to not be like,
It's the Babadook.
Oh no!